Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm Andrew Harvey. I serve as the play-by-play voice for Sounders FC2, Seattle University, Seattle Pacific University, and occasionally the University of Washington. But today, I'm delighted to be here as your host for the 2019 kickoff event for Greater Seattle Surf Soccer Club. There's a really great turnout here today in Linwood, and I understand that we're streaming on Facebook Live as well. So welcome to the future, I guess. We're excited to have you here to help us kick off what should be a great season and what will be a really exciting day of announcements. So with that in mind, let's get right into the meat of it. So starting on April 1st of this year, Greater Seattle Surf Soccer Club will begin operating under a new name. They'll still be based in Bothell, Washington, and will still be chartered by Washington Youth Soccer as the sole provider of Premier Soccer in the North Shore and Edmonds school districts. The club will remain a member of both North Shore Youth Soccer and South Snohomish County Youth Soccer Associations. Greater Seattle Surf will depart their current affiliate relationship with Surf Soccer Club based in San Diego, California on April 1st, 2019. Greater Seattle Surf Premier and U.S. Youth Soccer National League teams will all finish their current seasons as Surf teams. Players will try out for teams under the new club name for the 2019-2020 seasons, including high school age boys trying out in February and other ages in spring of this year. Current members of the Junior Premier and Life is a Kick and Scott's Soccer Tots programs will still be branded as Greater Seattle Surf through the winter sessions. We'll also be announcing our club ambassador and our new and returning sponsors, so it's a really full agenda, and let's get into it. First, I'd like to invite Tim Hargrave, board president, to the podium to share more about the club and its direction.
Thanks everyone for being here. Fantastic day. So thrilled to see everyone. Thank you. Thanks to Linwood Convention Center for hosting us. My job today is sort of talk through to you sort of how we got to this day, big announcements. Kind of want to walk you through the process of really about the last year, how we got here. For reasons we don't need to discuss, about a year ago, the club faced a lot of challenges. Since that time, a lot of good things have happened. One of them obviously was the hiring of Joe to be our executive director. Another thing that we've done was repopulate the board. The entire board now, 13 members including Joe. None of us was here a year ago. And just gotta say, it's a fantastic group of people. People kind of came into this situation, are people who knew it was a challenging situation. They wanted to take on a challenge. They wanted to make a difference. They're smart, they're hardworking, they're dedicated. I just want to shout out to these people a little bit here so you all know who they are. Could I get the executive committee just to stand up and say hello? I'll introduce you. Sorry if you weren't prepared for this. Remind me your name again? No, I'm kidding. This is Grace Ferrado. She's our vice president. This is Eileen Turcott, our secretary, and this is Melissa Hawkins, our treasurer. And, I'm thrilled to work with them on a regular basis. Other board members, why don't you guys stand up too, if you don't mind. We don't have all of them here, but we do have most. Fantastic group. Jen Getze, who have I missed, or Carly Bessereel Geiger, Peter Fitch, Thero Mitchell, Mike Weatherby. Thrilled to work with all these people. They're doing a great job. It's just really fun to work with them and just sort of help build this club. So thanks, guys. So, what have we been doing to try and since we sort of got into the board role? One of the first things we tried to do was establish a new mission, vision, and values to guide the club. I think we all knew going in, because the situation, we had sort of inherited a challenging situation, that it was actually a great opportunity. We knew we could sort of start fresh and try and think big going forward. So we started off by rethinking the mission, vision, and values. We decided the vision was simply this: to be the best soccer club in Puget Sound, the preeminent choice for soccer in the region. In terms of our mission, what's that about? It's about kids, of course. It's about developing kids who are great soccer players, but also great people. And the way we frame it in the mission is to develop kids with strong bodies, strong minds, and strong skills so they can achieve lifelong success on and off the field. In terms of our values, I won't go through all of those, but I think the things that really stood out to us as a board as we thought about where we wanted to go was one, developing community, a diverse, inclusive community in which kids could thrive. And also, again, highlighting the idea of growth and sort of what we call the whole athlete, the mind and the body, emotions. We're trying to develop great people and great citizens. And so that's really what guides us all the time, is that mission, vision, and values. I think when we get to the logo later today, hopefully you'll see some of the symbols we've chosen for the logo really reflect everything I've just been talking about. Of course, writing mission, vision, and values is one thing, doing it is another. We've been trying to do a lot of things. Joe deserves most of the credit on these things. Obviously, one of the first things he did was bring in Jason Farrell. He's our director of soccer. A great catch to lead us on the soccer side. Jason's turned around. He's developing systems for training coaches, evaluating coaches, coaches evaluating players. What we're really trying to do, that we hope and think will make us different, among other things, is just building consistency in the programming so that we have a style that everybody recognizes, and you know, which regardless of what coach you get, your kid is going to be well served and get the best development experience possible. A lot of other things going on the operations side too, and of course that requires great coaches, that requires a great staff, and I would be totally remiss if I didn't also ask for a round of applause for our coaches and our staff, because they're great people and they're making sacrifices and helping us make this day happen. So that's where we've been. What does this all have to do with today and these big announcements that are coming and the rebranding? Well, we have a great relationship with Surf. That's been solid. There's a lot of mutual respect. It's a strong relationship. But as we've developed the club and really tried to understand where we're going and what we needed to do, it became clear to us that we're creating our own identity and we need our own brand. And although we have high respect for Surf, we said, you know, there's not really actually much reason for us to be an affiliate of a national club. We've got to go do our thing and be ourselves, do things the way that they make sense to us, you know, without asking for permission. And so we have nothing but respect for Surf, and the other way around. They have blessed this decision and feel good about it. And so we part company on a very good note, you know, basically expecting to be allies and colleagues in the future, but no longer formally or even informally related to each other. And so it's a big day where we push off and set sail in our own direction. Thurl Mitchell from our board said when I ran into him here earlier today, "This is great. We made it to the starting line," and I think that's a good way to summarize it. We've done a lot of hard work over the last year. Thank you to everyone who's been involved in that, and now we sail off to something great, I think. So with that, I'm going to ask Joe to come up, and he'll take us to the next step in the program.
I just want to echo a little bit of what Tim said, that this has absolutely been a team effort, from staff to team reps to team managers to players. I mean, this has been, we got here because of everybody's effort. Whether it's our, like I said, our staff or our board, which is a fantastic board to drive us to where we are today. to take our 5 pillars that we've been working on. Team reps, I know you know what I'm talking about, the 5 pillars. We've been going through those on a monthly basis, and it was absolutely just all of us coming together. And this is really a day where our brand, our crest, what we unveil today is going to catch up with who we are. I truly believe that we've been going and identifying ourselves, and now it's time that we show and align with that image. And so we're going to unveil. I'm not going to do it right now. We're going to wait just a little longer. The anticipation is going to be there. We're going to unveil our couple of our kits today, definitely our colors and our crest. But before we get to that point, I want to just give a few shout outs to our special guests we have here today, our sponsors. We have from Quest or Concept Therapy in Edmonds, who is a new sponsor. Mark, go ahead and raise your hand over there. From Edmonds, they're going to be working with us to provide some injury prevention and also some therapy for us on an ongoing basis. So we'll get more information out on that. Kaiser, obviously a current sponsor of ours. We want to thank them. So the Kaiser and we couldn't do what we do without them. Obviously, our Sound Community Bank, our friends Eleanor and Jeanette are here today, right over here. Current sponsors of the Junior Premier Program, and we throw a bunch of other options at them too, opportunities at them as well, and they jump all over them. They're great partners of ours, so thanks to Sound. Also, we have Edmonds Orthopedic. Not only are they a current sponsor of ours, but they are renewing for the next 2 years as well, which is a huge deal for us. So they're not here today, but I think they got caught in the OR. This is the last text I got, but I know that they really wanted to be here today to show their support for the club and the direction in which we're going. I think it was last month where we had posted in our newsletter that they were coming back, and they provided a beautiful quote about the direction in which we're going. So we're happy to have Edmonds Orthopedic, and a special shout out to Ren McAllister for leading that charge. New sponsors. We have Chasen and Bothell Orthodontics. I think we have Chasen over here. We're showing a sign. We have Bothell over here. They're actually coming in as sponsors and will be on the back of our training kits this year. So we're very excited about that. Local businesses supporting the club, and very, very excited to announce that. And our friends from Toka Northwest right over here, Andy and Walt, our new partnership with Toka is an absolutely fantastic. Not only providing access for our athletes to train on an ongoing basis technically, but the partnership is just deep and wide. On a weekly basis, we're able to engage and get our players through their program as well. And it's an absolutely proven one. We appreciate their support for our club. Life is a Kick, Scott Soccer Tots. We launched that just this last fall. We're going to continue on with Scott and look forward to continuing to build that. Many of you know Scott from the Woodinville Indoor Soccer Center. He had a program in there for 27 years up until recently. I know that he's looking for a new venue, but we're partnering with them, and that will continue to grow as well. And then we do have a new presenting sponsor for our uniform this year. We're very excited about it. Andrew, you're going to share a little word from them a little bit later, but I do want to go ahead and present who that's going to be. On the front of our uniforms this year, I'm very excited to announce this. Audi, Puget Sound Audi dealers have gathered together to support our club, which is absolutely a fantastic day for us, and you'll hear from them in a little while how important it is for them to partner with us, and not only just a local club, but for the right reasons, why what we're doing really aligns and resonates with Audi. And you're going to hear a little bit about that, but let's just give it up for Audi real quick. Eric Weibel was was behind that. He has a child in our program, so we appreciate all of his efforts. He was unable to be here today. He got called out this morning to go up to Bellingham, but I know he really, really wanted to be here. But again, you'll hear from him in just a little bit. And we have kind of a cool little announcement going on here. We have a new partner. He can't actually make it, and I think we've been teasing this out for a couple of months now. We started a newsletter with a silhouette. You couldn't really see him. So we said, guess who's our new ambassador, who our new club supporter is going to be. And then in our last newsletter, I actually think we shared who it's going to be. And then yesterday it was all over the place. So DeAndre Gedlin has joined our club as an ambassador for Greater Seattle Surf as it is right now. A new name to be announced shortly. But I know that he is watching right now, and he's in Newcastle. We've been going back and forth all morning long for what's about ready to happen in just a little bit. But let's just give it up for DeAndre for being our club. So DeAndre came to us, I don't know if you know this, but DeAndre actually participated in our club, played in our club, on Nuon, coached him, and he takes all the credit for his skills, which is good. As a youth, he competed, I think it was 1 or 2 years in our club, and but really that's not necessarily the reason why he chose our club to be an ambassador for. You know, he played for other clubs as well, but he chose this club because he believes in the direction in which we're going, and the vision and mission that we have for this club and the direction in which we're going. He knows that we have something unique here, that we're trying to do something a little bit different, and we're keeping our athletes focused number one, and that our decisions are based on that. And when we pitched DeAndre to join our club, it was without a doubt a no-brainer for him. He just jumped on right out of the gates and said, you know what, I believe in this, we're going to go for this. And with that, part of being an ambassador is to help us grow, to help provide opportunity. I know that he wants to see us be the preeminent premier soccer club that our mission says. And so to start things off, in this month, we're going to launch a little fundraiser. What do you say?
As promised, I got something very exciting to announce. Right now, you can go to watchyethan.com for a chance to win a trip for two to see me and Newcastle United take on Liverpool on May 4th at St. James's Park. This includes airfare, this includes a hotel, this includes a tour of St. James's Park, and of course, 2 tickets for you and whoever you want to bring to come watch me and Newcastle United in action. Now, aside from being able to view the game, you're going to be able to do what I experienced before a normal game day. That includes going to breakfast with me at a place called Dean and Daniela's. You're going to be able to take the drive that I take from my house to St. James's. You're going to be able to enter the stadium with me and get your photo taken with me by the official Newcastle photographer, and also take the walk that I take from the stadium into reception before I enter the locker. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to help raise funds for little ones back in my hometown, to hopefully give them the correct resources, the correct facilities, whatever they may need to help put them on a platform to fulfill their dreams. So to earn a great experience and help the little ones, go to watchyethan.com right now for your chance to win.
He's very excited about this, obviously, going global on his Twitter account, his Facebook account, Instagram. Today he is posting that video, which will go viral, obviously. I think a few people wouldn't mind going to St. James's Park to see DeAndre play against Liverpool on May 4th. Pretty great opportunity. He's invested in our club. I think it's very clear. And we look forward to what this, beyond what's going to happen with our sweepstakes, the future of this partnership is just going to continue to grow. And to start like this is just truly amazing. And we're very, very grateful for all you're doing, DeAndre. Thank you. Let's give him one more round of applause. So put your phones away, not quite yet. I'm not going to try to distract you from donating to the club, but for every $10 you can enter a chance to win a trip. So we're going to run this for a month. It's going to go for between now and February 7th. It'll end on February 7th. And then we will select one lucky winner who can then pick a friend to go on May 4th to watch DeAndre play. So every $10 earns you a chance to win. So should we do the math? We don't have to go there. Okay. Got it. So, yes, thank you, DeAndre, once again. And Andrew, I'm going to pass it over to you at this point.
All right, so on behalf of Washington Youth Soccer, I'm Paul Bailey. I'm the RCL, the league, this club and the new club play under as commissioner of the league and also director of coach education for the state. But we're here not only to represent Washington Youth Soccer, but just to thank everybody who's put the time and effort over the last few years to make soccer in this area the #1 sport. US Soccer's mission is to make soccer #1 in this country. So I want to thank everybody here for trying to do exactly the same what US Soccer is trying to do. We're here to support you. I'm here to support you in any way possible. We're excited about the new brand. We're excited about everybody who's involved in making this the best experience for everybody in this area, and we want to wish you the best of luck.
And one of the things that Washington Youth Soccer is trying to do is to create a positive space for kids to play soccer with their friends, develop some skills, and become their best selves. One of my favorite quotes is that it's easier to build a strong child than it is to rebuild a broken man. So letting our kids become great citizens and rebuilding and developing the next generation is really going to help all of us in the long run, and doing it through the beautiful game of soccer is just the most fun way to develop great citizens. So in that vein, one of the things that Washington Youth Soccer is doing is providing free training through the Positive Coaching Alliance for all of the coaches and the board leaders to help the coaches provide that positive space, and for helping the boards learn how to develop positive boards and to grow the club from a leadership perspective of the board level and the leadership perspective of the coaches level also. The last thing is that we really just want to thank you and let you know that Washington Youth Soccer is so proud of this club and everything that you've achieved and where you're going and where you're taking the club, and we fully support you and with your new brand identity, and we're really excited to see that rolled out. So thank you so much.
Over the past 9 months, the North Shore Youth Soccer Association has worked closely with the administrative and technical team who will transition our premier club away from Greater Seattle Surf and provide the leadership and direction for the new club to be named soon. So, during this time, the club brought on Joe Hampson, the executive director, revamped the board leadership to become more player focused. The club is striving to put a winning product on the field, but more importantly, is looking to develop youth athletes into successful young adults through their sports psychologist, Kevin Alschuler, sports nutritionist, Heather Alschuler, as well as a college prep program and athlete leadership program. As we look forward to the possibilities of new partnership can provide us, we look to thank those involved with the creation and support of Greater Seattle Surf. As an association, we would also like to thank Audi for believing in the vision of the new premier club and joining as a title sponsor to help youth soccer who live in the North Shore and Edmonds School District. The 4 rings in the Audi logo symbolize the coming together of 4 companies to form one of the top automobile manufacturers in the world. The sponsorship and dedication from Audi will allow us to ring in sponsorships from our partners. Joe mentioned them all: Edmonds Orthopedic Center, Sound Community Bank, Kaiser, Toka, Chasen, Orthodontics, Bothell Orthodontics, Life is a Kick, Concept Therapy, Soccer West, and Adidas to form the top premier club that becomes the envy of all associations. Finally, NYSA would also like to welcome DeAndre to our soccer family. While DeAndre is the future of U.S. soccer, he's also an amazing example of what athletes can become through hard work, dedication, and attention to detail. On top of his success on the field, DeAndre is a shining example off the field for our players. Long before DeAndre was a star on the soccer field, our current board president knew him to be a humble, engaging, positive role model with an enthusiastic supporter for his peers. All qualities that we strive here at the NYSA to love to see our youth. So please join us in cheering on our premier club, its players, staff, leaders, and families.
As Andrew mentioned, I'm the president of South Snohomish County Youth Soccer Association. Joining me is Chris Jones, our board vice president. We are Washington Youth Soccer's representative in the Edmonds School District. Our mission is to support the teaching and growth of the game in the Edmonds, Linwood, and Mount Lake Terrace areas. But I think you've heard it here from other people, it's been alluded to. The bigger goal is to create great human beings. That's really why we're here. The vehicle we use to do that is youth soccer, and the driver of that vehicle is the club. Now, most, if not all, the clubs have aspirational visions and mission statements about player and personal development, but because it's safest not to venture too far from what everybody else is doing, you don't often see action. And for me, that's the difference between what Joe and his team are doing. Thurl, I like the sentiment of we're at the starting line. And Tim, you brought up a year, but the truth is, you guys have done, you're not giving yourself enough credit. You've done a lot, and it's been less than a year. Joe was hired 10 months ago, something like that. The board has been in place for less time than that, and Jason Farrell joined the club full-time after that. And so in a very short time, you guys have acted on several fronts. Those include programming around the development of the whole athlete. There's a leadership program for our young athletes, the veteran sports psychologists, staff, you've heard about nutritionists. There's a lot going on there. There's action behind the words. They've acted on the idea that we serve our kids best, and this is really important when adults cooperate and kids compete. And you see that through partnerships with what I would say are icons in our community. Scott Hall at Life is a Kick, the Toka Training Centers, Walt and Andy are here. That's an example of adults cooperating in the best interest of kids. They brought into the club a club ambassador in DeAndre Edlin, who grew up in the Edmonds area, played for the club, worked his way through the Sounders system, and finally onto the U.S. national team and into the UPL. They've committed to the introduction of new recreational and select programming in the Edmonds, Linwood, and Mount Lake Terrace areas, bringing the area's sole premier soccer club together with the other levels of play. One club committed to providing the best possible soccer experience for every kid at every level. This action is the product of great leadership. Tim and his board, you guys are awesome, doing a great job. Our director of soccer, Jason Farrell, local product, played professionally, been a leader in youth soccer for many years. And finally, we have our executive director, Joe Hampson, who is a lifelong resident of Edmonds, is particularly invested in doing a good job for his neighbors. I could talk about his background in soccer. I could talk about the things that he did for Special Olympics of Washington, but I think there are two words, and you guys have heard me say this before, that describe Joe perfectly, and that's relentlessly positive. And that is what the club will be going forward. So, vision, leadership, action. Action. South County's bought in, if you haven't got that from me yet. And the players and the families of South County are really fortunate to have a club and a leadership team driving them towards their goals. Thanks.
Thanks for coming out, everybody, on a super exciting day for our club and our community. I do want to, even though they've been thanked before, I do have some groups that I'd like to thank. First and foremost, the board of directors and Joe. I've actually been through a couple of rebrand processes before or in the past, and they're tough. The time, the energy, the resources, the fortitude to get through that process and to come out as successfully as they did is super commendable, so thank you. I should say also that based on our holiday party. The bowling skills of the board of directors needs a little bit of improvement, but you got another year or two to plan for that. I also
coaches aren't very good either.
I also want to make sure and thank our coaching staff. If you guys could stand up, please. All the coaches in the back. So here's the deal. The players by far are the most valuable part of our club, of any club. And the board and Joe have worked tirelessly to create a fantastic, fabulous, beautiful logo. But for me, our coaching staff is really the people that drive our brand each and every day. They are the ones that are out there, the face of our club, to players and parents every day. They do a fantastic job, so thank you guys. The club's motto or philosophy, I still don't know exactly what the right definition is, of strong bodies, strong minds, and strong skills is probably something that a lot of you guys have seen before. This isn't just a cheesy tagline, but it's actually something that on some level gets discussed by the club every day. We talk about it. We talk about ways that we can achieve our goal of developing strong bodies, strong minds, and strong skills. To that end, I just want to highlight a few things from the technical side of the club that have transpired over the past 3 to 4 months that are exciting and proof that everybody that's involved with this club is super invested. In just the last few months, we've had teams playing at some of the highest levels of competition nationwide, whether that be the U.S. Youth Soccer National League, the National League Northwest Conference, the RCL, and we will continue to push the envelope in terms of providing top-level programming for our top teams. We have gone through a thorough coach and player evaluation process, implemented a sports psychology program from 30,000 feet, and also currently with a couple teams as part of a test kind of pilot program. We have our continued athlete leadership program, a college advisory program that I think had over 150 people or so, the first meeting last month. We will continue with our programming for our current and future club players, and also we've also engaged in some very valuable and collaborative strategic partnerships and relationships that Joe touched on, notably with Toka and Life is a Kick. In the coming weeks and months, we will execute our first tryouts under our new name. We will roll out some exciting coach development tools that will define or help define how we coach, how we play, how we train. We will continue to develop a coaching methodology that is consistent through all our teams. I think Tim used the word consistent, which is super important. And we will continue to seek out the most level appropriate leagues, programs, tournaments for every single one of our teams and players. Most importantly, I do want to make sure and acknowledge the players and the parents in the club, our community, if you will. With all the day-to-day operations of a club like this club, sometimes it's easy to forget exactly why we're doing it. I think this was best reflected a couple weeks ago. Some of the staff and I ran some open street soccer type sessions that were just free to the kids, drop in. Honestly, we thought maybe if we had 4 or 5 staff show up, we might be able to have a 4-on-4 game, depending on the turnout. Over the course of the 2 days, we had over 120 kids show up, which was amazing. And to me, it reflects how committed, how passionate our players and parents are for this game. So just want to leave you with, change doesn't happen overnight, and we definitely have a lot of work to do, but I'm confident that with this wonderful and collaborative direction we are heading, our destination not only looks more achievable, but the journey itself looks a lot more exciting. Thank you.
All right, should we do this? Yes, we are ready. But before we do,
We have mentioned a lot of people. I want to give shout outs to both associations again for their support in getting us here. They've been with us along the way to get to this point. Just want to reiterate that. Also want to point out our staff in the front office. Karen, right over here, raise your hand. Amazing registrar administrator for our club. Does not get recognized enough for the work that she does. Karen, amazing stuff. Carolina, right here, always between her and Karen, it's the glue that makes it all happen. It's really amazing. Dave Schumacher, a legend, right here. We have David Hartshorn, program manager. Where are you, David? Right over here. On Nuon, of course. On, where are you? Standing up over here. And Jason Farrell, our director of soccer, who makes it happen on the soccer side of this house and takes care of it all. Well done, Jason. So I suppose we should probably get this thing moving. Set the table. All right. We are going to go ahead and bring in our players. We have 3 players. One of them is my son, boys 04 A team now, Leif Hampson. We were short on players here today, so we brought him in. Leif's over here, bringing in the new press. We have Tony Miranda coming in, another family member of staff, Malia Plumas. And we can go ahead and flip these crests around. Will be Sound Football Club. It has quite a bit of meaning, actually. It resonates with us in many ways. You see 3 flags. 1, 2, 3. Those flags, and nautical flags, stand for SFC, Sound Football Club. Okay? Circle is for unity, represents unity. Which really resonated and has resonated with us over the last 10 months as we've grown through this process and have worked through this process. The anchor holds us firm to our mission, our vision, our values, our direction. And to speak to Sean, we're going to be that club that holds firm to the direction which we're going. The flags take us there. They're directional. The anchor is what holds us to it. We're very, very excited about how that resonates with who we are and what we've become and what we will become down the line as we move forward. So, once again, Sound Football Club. Beginning 2019, April 2019. Just to provide a little clarity here on what this looks like over the next number of months. So we will remain a part of a surf affiliate. We will transition out beginning in April. But until then, if you play for the club, you are representing the club as surf. Between now and then, you try it out for surf, you play for surf, and our intent is, and our announcement today is to move to Sound beginning April 1. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sounds good, huh? So to back up just a little bit, our mission, vision, and values. Our mission is to be the preeminent premier soccer club in the Puget Sound. That's where you get sound. It's geographical, brings it all together. Okay? I touched on the flags and the unity of the circle and the anchor and how that resonates with who we are and what we've become and what we will become as we move forward. So that's where sound comes from. Yeah, very exciting, right?
Yeah.
Good. So the uniforms, we can go ahead and unveil that one, I believe.
Careful.
I don't know about you, but the logo looks pretty cool in the uniform. But that Audi, really nice. We have our home and away kits. Our primary kits are white and black, or white and charcoal. And our third kit would be our royal kit. Okay. So our primary today that we're presenting to everybody is the charcoal and white with an accent blue. Right? And that is our colors as of today moving forward. What happens with the dark red or any other color that might enter our world, we shall see. But for today, we are presenting those two colors and the crest. You might also notice the difference of the right chest. Through this change, through this move, we are, and with our partners and potential partners moving forward, we are moving towards and becoming a Adidas club as opposed to a Nike club, which is great for us, and with the opportunities for extended donors and potential partners moving forward, it's an absolutely great move for this club, and we're very, very excited about it.
I have a statement here from Eric Weibel on behalf of Audi of America. Again, he wished he could be here today, but was unable to. But this is from Eric Weibel. Audi of America and the Puget Sound Audi dealers are excited to be partnering with the Greater Seattle Surf Soccer Organization for the 2019 and 2020 seasons. Audi always enjoys a strong association with soccer at many levels. Nationally, Audi is the official automotive sponsor of MLS. More locally, we've partnered with the Seattle Sounders for the last 4 seasons and have an agreement in place for 2 more. Our newest association with Sound Football Club, continues and strengthens the relationship between Audi and soccer by bringing it to a grassroots level. We feel strongly that the club's soccer attracts families that very closely match our buyer profile, and that our sponsorship with Sound Football Club provides us an outstanding opportunity to both interact and support our buyers and prospects. Audi is the #1 luxury brand in the Pacific Northwest, and we and our local dealers believe our brand will be further strengthened by our association with quality organizations like GS Surf Sound Football Club. On behalf of myself, the local Audi dealers, and Audi of America, we thank the entire club and Mr. Hampson personally for providing us this opportunity, and we look forward to a great season of soccer. At this point, I'd like to welcome up someone who can speak tremendously to what youth soccer has as a capability to really take you somewhere and pursue the game at its highest levels. Please give a very warm welcome to Casey Keller.
Afternoon. I heard Tim talk about at the very beginning, he talked about kind of the difficulties that this club was going through a while back. I was approached by a friend of mine who was directly involved with the club and said that they're going to go in a different direction. And would I be willing to kind of come in and kind of consult and kind of work to make sure that direction went in the right direction? I said, well, let's sit down, let's talk about kind of what your plan is, and let's see if we align and we can kind of be on the same page. We sat down, we had a good meeting, we decided that, yeah, I think that I could help out and get this thing going the right way. You heard Joe talk about 5 pillars, you heard Jason talk about the direction that the technical staff has taken the club, and I had a kind of a small role just a little bit earlier, before these guys came on board, and and they sat down, we talked about the most important thing before the executive director comes in and before the director of coaching comes in and kind of move things into the place where we want to go. As a kid, you have to think back. What is the most important thing as a kid when he comes into a club? It's not power struggles between parents and coaches and directors and all this kind of stuff. It's not having fun. I don't get to where I get to go. DeAndre doesn't get to go to where he has gotten to go. If you hated every minute of what you're doing, if you were frustrated with the way directions were going with your parents, with your coaches, with stuff like that. It's about bringing stuff into the direction of kids first and kids having fun. And that was where we wanted to go. And from there, you move the direction. Joe comes in, does things. He brings in Jason. He brings in, gets everything going. But first and foremost, it's that focusing on the kids showing up and the kids having a good time and the kids enjoying playing the sport. Simple as that. And if you have a club that understands that the kids come first, that the direction of the kids, does it mean, yes, this group of kids, they want to get to the highest level. This group of kids just wants to have fun with their friends. It's identifying that. It's hitting them in the right place that is right for them and their family. Their parents are instrumental in helping it. My mom had to drive me from Olympia to Federal Way to the airport to the, all the kind of things that she had to do. If she wasn't happy, then I wasn't going to be happy playing. So it was kind of, it all brings everything together. But my job was just to help get the club focused on the first and foremost thing, and that's making sure that the kids are here and the kids are enjoying themselves.
What's up, everyone? It's Sound FC. DeAndre Edlin here. I'm very excited to be working with you all. Hopefully we can make the club the best it can be for years to come, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon, maybe even in Newcastle in May.
Thank you very much, DeAndre. Thank you all for coming. As you're going out, there are some t-shirts and stickers, so please feel free to grab one of those, and we'll see you on the pitch in 2019.